Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, November the 4th, 2020. I don't know about you guys, but today has been a really interesting day for me. Wednesdays are always my BNI day. So it starts early and goes pretty long. Um, I am here today to continue our HR moments. So, in case you are not aware, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday here, we try to do HR moments as a way to empower supervisors and managers and help those who really need help supervising. And so yesterday, I was in a coaching call with one of my senior leaders. I have one of my clients leads a team, a global team, and just checking in, like we have to do sometimes. I was informed that there had been a complaint filed. Hey, you're getting reverb? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Let me see what I'm getting here. I appreciate you letting me know. But anyway, so my client. Happy with my senior. Yeah, I can hear it, Shadell. Thanks for letting me know. Hopefully, it'll get a little better. But so anyway, she shared with me that there had been a complaint filed, and of course, I was shocked because one, I know the people that I work with, but in the midst of sharing some of the transactions and what else had been going on, I had to take it upon myself to actually remind this leader, this manager, that sometimes, not all the time, so let me be perfectly clear, but sometimes when people file complaints, it's actually something to feel good about. And I felt that way for this particular person. And so let me tell you why. Here's what we know. Did I share this? Okay, I'm thinking I did. I'm confused now with what I'm doing on my computer. So, okay. So anyway, oftentimes when people get new leaders, new managers, and they've been used to working in teams or organizations where they have not been held accountable, what is very common is when a new supervisor begins to manage them effectively, they begin to, hold them to the standards and basically, express to them that these are the metrics, these are the KPIs, these are the expectations, and these are the consequences when those are not met. It is not uncommon. I'm just going to prepare you if you're not aware of this. It is really not uncommon for the person to react in a way that suggests they think they're being mistreated. Part of this is the shock, right? Because, there is this, how dare you? How dare you hold me to the standards? How dare you expect me to do my job? And so while it can be very frustrating and stressful, and I do, work a lot with coaches and teams and leaders and managers to help them get what I call muscles, right, in that thicker skinness, because people are going to file complaints. There are a lot of people who don't want to do their job. They literally just want to come to work and collect a check and then basically, quote unquote, lollygag, hang out on social media, show up for their virtual meetings whenever they get ready, say and do whatever they feel like saying and doing. And we have to make a decision. If we're the person that's supposed to be holding order, the person that's supposed to be managing and leading, we have to hold them accountable. And it's not always easy, but it has to be done. Now, one of my favorite sayings, and again, if you watch these HR moments with any regularity, you've probably heard me say this before. I believe as the supervisor or the new manager or the person who may even be the older manager, not old in age, but having been the manager for a period of time, and now we're trying to turn over a new leaf, as in what we're trying to do is do it better than we've been doing it. So maybe it's because you've been to a training that I've conducted, or you sat in on a webinar, or maybe you're just sick and tired of people not doing their job and you're being called on the carpet. It's affecting your rating, it's affecting the organization's objectives. These are the moments where we do what I call draw a line in the sand, and we have to have the hard conversation. So we have to say to people, look, I realize up till now, I have not done a really good job of holding you accountable. But moving forward, here are the expectations, and here are also the consequences or the repercussions from failing to comply. But I call it the line in the sand moment. And so, even if you're a supervisor who has had a team for an extended period of time, and you realize you have allowed certain things to transpire for a period of time, that it's time for you to wrap your hands around it and get some control. There's no day like today, right? Now, do we maybe need to sit down and help you think through what this looks like? Of course, because people are going to have new questions. Because up until yesterday, you let me come to work late and never said a word. Now, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be docked, right? That's what the employee is thinking. And some of them are going to challenge you. But I just want to encourage you, managers and leaders and supervisors. One of the things that I used to have to tell myself, and I'm just being fully transparent because I have had more complaints filed against me than I care to count. I also can tell you, I've been deposed in cases more times than I care to count. But I can also tell you that during my 30-ish year career, only lost one case. And I'm still not in agreement with that decision. But the point I'm making is this: expect it and prepare for it. More times than not, and you can ask attorneys, that address these cases. You can talk to the government officials. Studies tell us that more times than not, and you may have heard me say this before too, the allegation that are made by employees are very seldom sustained. And it's by a preponderance. And often it's because, one, their documentation isn't together, and people file frivolous claims all the time. But what is more than often sustained is how we treat them after they filed a complaint. Because guess what? We take it personal. And it's hard not to get angry or upset when someone makes bogus allegations against you. And, it's not for this venue, but I can just tell you, I've had some things said about me, or I've been accused of some things that would probably shock you. And there are times it hurts. There have been times when people really looking to take me down would even attack my team, right? Like start making accusations against other people on my team, because I think there became an awareness that would offend me as well. That actually bothered me more than the accusations against me, because these people were innocent. And so I tell you this to prepare you. Leading and managing is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who are just looking to be someone's boss. When you are a supervisor, a manager, a leader, you are held accountable, but you also got to hold other people accountable. Now, it's very rewarding, because if you do it right and you up-level the team and up-level their growth and their performance, you will have a sense of fulfillment and joy that it's hard to really speak to, because you will impact people's lives for years to come. And I still get messages from people saying things like, Angela, thank you so much for helping me grow, or making me, holding me accountable to really what I'm supposed to do, and I'm better off for it. It's similar to the same story sometimes as parents when our kids are like, I hate you. And then as they get older, and they see that you were just trying to bring out the best in them, they come back and tell you sometimes. Now, again, as supervisors and leaders and managers, we don't parent our teams, but there are a lot of similarities in the hierarchy of the relationship. And so when someone files a complaint against you, now, again, this is when you know you've done nothing wrong. You've just tried to follow the rules and govern yourself accordingly. Smile. And the reason why I want you to smile is because it means you're probably managing them properly, and that's why they're angry. I have another client. This is one of my young adults that's around 23, 25-ish, something in that range, who reached out to me, and she had a team member to file a complaint against her because she called her Miss. Yeah, she called her Miss, and the team member did not ever express that she didn't want to be called Miss. This young adult had been raised, as she tells it, to, just refer to her elders as Mr. Miss. And the person did not complain about it until there was a conversation had with them about their poor performance, not meeting the metrics or the quotas for the work. And so I say this to say it'll happen. And immediately I told my millennial manager, I said, please stop, understand how you were raised, and definitely have a lot of respect for that. But just call everybody by their first name to avoid any differences. But I also had to assure them that just because someone files a complaint against you doesn't make it valid. Of course, HR and their company reached out to them. It was resolved, but it was just an eye opener, because this person is new in leadership and management, that people will go to HR or the organization, the leadership, the governing bodies for the various states or whatnot with complaints that'll just shock you. And you will often feel blindsided. But again, when you've done nothing wrong, when you know that your conduct is compliant, when you're honorable and respectful, and you govern yourselves accordingly, just know it will happen and it will pass. And again, we have to have some thick skin to remind ourselves that it just is what it is. That's what people do. So I want you to actually be encouraged. And again, it may sound crazy, but if and when, because if it happened, if it has not happened yet, it'll probably happen if you do your job right. So if and when someone files a complaint against you as a supervisor, don't take it personal. Try not to get upset. And if you remember this video, I want you to actually think about it and smile. Tell yourself, this must mean I'm doing my job correctly. Because in holding them to the standards and the duties that have been ascribed to them for their pay, they're angry. And so you might be doing something right. At least entertain it as a possibility. And trust me, give me the scenario. Let's talk sidebar. I will tell you if you're doing something wrong. But again, I just want to encourage you, because anybody can file a complaint. It doesn't mean they're going to win. But also, the last piece of advice, even though this is not today's topic, I always have to remind people, no matter what happens, no matter what anybody accuses you of, don't you change how you treat them in respect to how you treat everybody else. Because that, my friend, can get you in some trouble, and you might find yourself guilty of reprisal. And that we don't want. So again, it's human nature to get upset. Understand that. Call me, call a friend, speak to somebody else that's not at work, but don't speak negatively about the complaint at work. Okay. So be encouraged, my leaders, my supervisors, and to, the people that I work with regularly. Thank you for allowing me to share your stories and your journeys to also help other people, because this is what this is all about, right? How do we help people? So supervisors, be encouraged, stay motivated. And again, I'm here to support you any way I can. So thank you guys again for listening to today's HR Moment. Today is Wednesday, November 4th, 2020. I'm Angela Hooper-Menifield with Menifield and Associates, and we're opening up enrollments for our Supervisory Academy next month to start off January 2021 with you guys in some deep immersive training as you continue to grow as supervisors. And then last but not least, our journals are actually going on sale. So get your supervisory journal. You can go to my website or you can send me a message directly. I'll be doing some autographed copies first. And then, of course, Amazon and the various other places that you can buy books and materials. But this is a great tool and resource to really help you navigate how to feel good about supervising. And so, there'll be daily prompts and you'll be able to write and really speak into how you can grow yourself as a supervisor. I think this is going to be a great tool. I've researched for tools for my clients and there weren't any there. So what do we do when we see there's a gap? We fill the gap, and that's what we've done. So I'm really excited about that. So hopefully the reverb got better. Thank you again, Shadell, for letting me know. I apologize. The internet's been a little crazy today, but hopefully it was not to the point that you could not at least get the gist of what we were speaking about today. So have a great day, and I will see you guys on Friday. Take care. Bye.